By the time you guys will be watching this video, we will be over halfway done with the Fortnite 14 Days of Summer 2025 event. And so it got me thinking, right? Where does this summer event rank in terms of all the Fortnite summer events? And that's what we're going to be doing today, guys. I'm going to rank every single summer event from worst to best. If you do go on to enjoy this video, please be sure to leave it a like, use code TYFRYZ in the Fortnite item shop as always. And yeah, let's get right into this video. It'll be a good one. All right, so we have had 7 Fortnite summer events, and in my opinion, the worst out of all of them was the Summer Splash event in 2020. This event took place from June 30th to August 27th, which, by the way, that is an uncharacteristically long time for events. Most times these events are, 2, maybe 3 weeks long at the max. And I really do feel like it's genuinely unfair to even call this a summer event, right? I mean, look, we got no daily unvaultings, no daily challenges. You had some, returning LTMs, but barely, if any, new ones. And by the way, I do want to preface at the beginning of this video, I'm getting all this information from the Fortnite wiki where it recaps every single summer event. So if there's anything you guys feel like I missed in this video that I should have mentioned, be sure to let me know in the comment section down below, please. There's really just nothing here. Like, they basically just released a ton of skins into the item shop and then called it a summer event, right? This to me doesn't really feel like an event. It just feels like an excuse for them to release summer skins for us to buy. Now, here's what I will say. I have a feeling that this lackluster event has something to do with, let's just say, an illness that was going on in the world at this time, right? This is like peak that sickness in 2020. Not going to mention it because I had been demonetized for it before. But yeah, so I'm assuming they were just stretched really, really thin and just weren't able to provide us with a really good summer event. The only thing that it does have going for it is it took place during Chapter 2, Season 3, which is a, summer beachy theme season, so it matches up there. But again, how can you possibly have a summer event and not include a single challenge or reward for players to do? That's unacceptable. And again, please let me know if I'm missing something, but as long as I'm not, this was terrible. Moving on to number 6 is 2023's Summer Escape event. This took place from July 4th to July 18th. So again, 2 weeks. That is about typical for what you're going to see on this list. And if you remember correctly, that is going to be Chapter 4 Season 3 territory. And I vividly remember when this event came out, everybody just going straight to Reddit and being like, yeah, this is exactly what we expected for a Chapter 4 Season 3 summer event. It's just kind of lackluster. Yes, Sun Swoon Lagoon was decorated. That was like its own little area. That's cool. And you had a new quest every day for 2 weeks. But the problem is the quests weren't challenging at all. You could legit complete a 2-week event in 1 hour. Like, some of the challenges were break 10 slurp barrels, restore 200 health, open 7 chests. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying you gotta have, like, crazy difficult challenges, but come on, like, they're called challenges for a reason. Give it a little bit of a challenge. You literally have AI on the Fortnite map that will open 7 chests. Again, you had summer skins that came to the item shop, right? That's just typical for every Fortnite event. I'm not gonna judge them based on how good or bad these summer skins were, because most of the time I'm just not buying them. You had some cool unvaults, I guess, like the ice cream cones and the firework flare gun. But again, are those items that really move the needle, that really, you think back to this event, you're like, oh man, I really miss the firework flare gun being in the game? No, not at all. I mean, it makes sense for July 4th, right, I guess? And look, while I think this is pretty widely regarded by the Fortnite community to be like a very lackluster summer event, at least it's a step above the Summer Splash from 2020, where now you at least got some rewards, some XPs, backblink contrails, stuff to earn. But again, nothing that really moves the needle for me. And at my number 5 spot, maybe my controversial take for this video is actually 2025's 14 Days of Summer event. Yeah, this is the event that's currently going on right now as you're watching this video. It will be taking place from June 24th to July 8th. And the big thing here is every day a new quest is added that coincides with a new unvaulted weapon for that day. And it seems like the Fortnite community is kind of split on this. Like, I feel like everybody agrees that having a new weapon every single day is like really cool and really fun to, kind of mess around with, but it's only there for a day. So if you can't get on for that day, well, you're just screwed. You missed it. And that's not only a problem for, people who can't use the weapon, but it also sucks because the challenge is also only available for 24 hours because they made it so that the challenge is tied to the unvaulted weapon. So like I said, if you can't get on that day, you're screwed because not only do you miss the weapon, you miss the opportunity to do that quest. That really sucks. I just really wish they had additional challenges that weren't entirely tied to the, unvaulted weapons themselves. And let's be honest, you're barely getting any summer themed rewards at all. It's almost kind of embarrassing. Like, it feels like this event was just kind of an afterthought. Obviously, you'll get your skins, but there's no limited time modes. And if I had to guess why this event kind of feels lackluster, I'm guessing between Blitz and its really regular refresh it's getting now, as well as the, upcoming changes of Reload, right, with the whole Squid Games collab. I feel like they've just stretched themselves really thin prior to their summer break. And like I just said, to me, this event feels like an afterthought. But of course, I'm really interested to hear what you guys have to say about this in the comment section down below, because I've heard some people saying they actually really enjoy this event. At number 4 is going to be the No Sweat Summer event from 2022. This took place from July 21st to August 9th. So yeah, pretty late in the summer, to be honest with you. And you've got a ton of quests and challenges here and really great rewards. Like, I feel like especially the No Sweat umbrella was a really nice touch, because umbrellas are few and far between, right? You only get one a season, and then you have a couple that aren't given out for winning a season, some that are, for winning LTMs and certain live events and stuff like that. So I feel like that was a really cool touch by them. And you'll notice so far throughout this video, I haven't really touched on map changes that much. That's because as long as they're purely aesthetic, they don't really make that much of a difference to me. But unfortunately, where this event lacks is, one, no new LTMs. And you're really kind of seeing a trend with these kind of recent summer events we've had. They've just kind of thrown LTMs to the wayside. I don't really understand why they've done that. I guess it's just too much work for them. You had no, at least summer weapon unvaults, and you had the rebuild the block 2.0 thing that was kind of going on at the time. You guys all remember it in chapter 3, right? Obviously, you're going to get the summer skins, and I feel like this event to me is just a perfectly mid, decent summer event. Got an absolute metric ton of quest challenges, XP, rewards to earn, but you don't get anything really on the gameplay side in terms of unvaulted weapons or new LTMs. But I guess, you've got the whole kind of block 2.0 voting thing that was going on as part of this event, so technically some gameplay changes there, but nothing really crazy here. At number 3 is going to be another kind of hot take for this video. It's going to be All Sweat Summer from 2024. This was Chapter 5, Season 3's event, and I asked you guys on Twitter, what do you think is, the best summer event we've gotten in Fortnite? And I saw a lot of people say that All Sweat Summer, they felt like was the worst, and I don't really understand that. This event took place from July 4th to August 16th, and that's really important to note because, one, obviously, that is a over month-long event, but also there were a bunch of things that happened in Chapter 5, Season 3 during this time period, and it depends on whether you consider that to be part of the summer event or not. And I'll explain what I mean by that, right? So think like the Pirates of the Caribbean collab. This was technically separate from the entire summer event itself, but this collaboration took place from July 19th to August 6th. So it happened right smack dab in the middle of this summer event. Now, in terms of the quests, challenges, rewards, that type of stuff, it is a little bit lackluster in the beginning, especially, right? You've only got really 3 free rewards. I will say the summer Sail Shark Glider may be one of the best free rewards we've ever gotten just in terms of the entire history of this game. That thing is unbelievable. They easily could make that a legendary glider and charge $15 for it, but they didn't. They gave it to us for free. I definitely do remember seeing on Reddit some people complaining about really difficult challenges, and I don't really see that to be the case. I saw a lot of people were complaining about get a crowned victory royale. I don't know, guys, that might just be a skill issue, because let's be honest, that's really not that hard. Now, unfortunately, you had no real weapon unvaults, no LTMs, but you also had a kind of sub-event that happened within the All Sweat Summer event. This was called the FORTNITE Summer Road Trip in 2024. This took place from July 23rd to August 6th. Remember that August 6th because that's also when the Pirates of the Caribbean collab ended. And this kind of sub-event was that every day from July 23rd to July 31st, a new summer road trip quest will be unlocked for yourself and your team to complete. And what's great about this is, like I said, you had until August 6th to complete all 9 of these quests, even though the quest stopped launching after July 31st. So if you missed the first few days, you could still hop in there at the end and do those challenges, which is really good. And probably what everyone remembers this event for is that if you did all the challenges, you finished everything, the Cybertruck bundle could be unlocked for free at the end of the event. That is actually a really cool reward. And so, yeah, it seems like there's a lot going on in this kind of month period that is all sweat summer. And so I don't really see why this event gets so much hate. Anyways, moving on to the second best summer event of all time. That's going to be the Cosmic Summer Celebration. This was 2021's summer event. It took place from June 22nd to July 5th. So less than 2 weeks time. This was a really short event, but they packed a ton of content into this, week and a half event. Like I said, I know I haven't mentioned map changes a ton, but for this one, Believer Beach, like the entire named location got a huge summer redesign, which I felt like was really nice and a staple of this event. And what they did with LTMs this time was interesting. They actually did creative LTMs, and whether you think about this as a good or bad thing, most, if not all of these challenges could only be done in these creative LTMs, not in public battle royale, which was really interesting that they decided to go that route. I remember some of these creative LTMs, right, being like the Pit FFA, you had like the Freaky Flights kind of air royale thing, you had the Trio Zone War, I remember. And so again, it depends on whether you see this as being a good thing or a bad thing that you had to go into creative to do these and you couldn't just hop into battle royale like you normally would to do these challenges. And since everything was in creative, there was no BR LTMs, no daily unvaults, and obviously you've got your summer skin. So I feel like this is unanimously known as like being the second best summer event. You've got a lot of like really solid content, a lot of good effort here packed in a week and a half, but it's nowhere near being the best summer event we've ever seen. That spot will be going to 14 Days of Summer from 2019. This was the first ever summer event and by far the best summer event we ever saw. It took place from June 25th to July 15th. And listen to this, right? We had a weapon unvaulted every day for 24 hours. On top of that, we had a new LTM to play every single day, both a small team mode and a large team mode. You also had a new challenge with a free reward every single day. And obviously on top of that, you've got your item shop skins. This is what a Fortnite event should look like, right? Every single day, you have a new incentive to get on the game and play. You see with some of these recent summer events, right? You've got like almost no challenges. You've got like 3 free rewards, no LTMs, no unvaults. Like, whatever happened to summer events? We started off so strong with 14 Days of Summer from 2019. I feel like it's just kind of been downhill from there. I don't think that's a crazy thing to say. We got some absolutely classic LTMs in this event, and I'm really, really sorry for people who never got to experience these LTMs because for some reason they just decided to throw limited time modes to the wayside and never bring them back. It's one of the stupidest things they've ever done in this game, and I will stand on that. But yeah, again, I think this is unanimously known as being the best summer event in Fortnite history. All right, guys, I hope you went on to enjoy this video. This is my first time really making an entire video on events, so let me know if you guys want to see something like this for maybe the Winterfest events or something of that nature. If you did go on to enjoy this video, please be sure to leave it a like. As always, make sure to hit that subscribe button because we are on that way to 100,000 subscribers, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. As always, peace.